Hello and welcome to the Tournament Center here at the World Championships. Marshall Sutcliffe, and I got Owen Turtenwald. Owen, welcome.
Hello.
We're going to take a look at your Magic Origins draft here early on day 2. And you had a pretty interesting draft with some pretty cool cards. Why don't we dive right into it here with your Pack 1, Pick 1. Here's your table. Pretty rough table. There's no soft tables here at the World Championship. We can see you're sitting next to Joel Larson and Martin Miller right next to you there. But this doesn't inform your draft really specifically, right? Like who's sitting next to you?
Nope, not at all. Not
you're just
even
drafting
remotely.
your seat and...
Yeah, I'm just going to do the best that I can with the cards that I see, and I'm not afraid of any of these guys.
All right, so let's get right into it. Now, as we see in your opening pack, you've opened up a mythic rare here. It's Demonic Pact, but this is a card that I think most people aren't that excited on. You have a little bit of a different take on it, though.
I love Demonic Pact.
You love it!
I love it. I think it's great. I think it's a bomb rare. I've said many times that I feel strongly that it's better than any common or uncommon, and I would like to first pick it. The reason that I didn't here...
Yeah, we see that you took the Consul's Lieutenant down here.
I did go with Consul's Lieutenant. I took the full amount of time when rifling through the booster, and I finally settled on the Consul's Lieutenant because I believed it would give me a much lower chance of ending up with a train wreck, non-functional deck. Like if I first picked a Demonic Pact, took some of the key cards that make it work and some other ones, and maybe kind of shoehorned in a deck to make it work, and didn't draw it that often in the games, I thought I could have the possibility of having a non-functional deck. Consul's Lieutenant I knew was going to be a top-tier premium card.
I mean, that's a great card.
I could put it in a white aggressive deck, I could, in a control deck, having another cheap play. I knew that not a whole lot could go wrong with it. And also in the back of my mind, I believed that not many other players at the table would think that the Demonic Pact was as good as I believed it was. So I thought there was actually a strong chance that it would wheel, even out of a bad pack.
All right, well, we'll see if it does. Let's move on to your second pick here. What jumps out to you from this pack?
Well, this pack is pretty
Javelin,
crummy.
Void Mage.
I was not happy to see it. I immediately addressed that Flame Javelin and Separatist Void Mage were the best cards. I ultimately went with the Lightning Javelin because I have a slight preference towards red versus blue. So.
Okay, yeah. So you pick up a solid removal spell, and also red-white, nice color pair in this set as well.
Crew Revival leaped out at me immediately. I think it's just it's leaps and bounds above. Actually, I forgot that there's a Conclave Naturalist. That card is incredibly good too, but I went into the draft hoping to be black-red Sacrifice, so given that I had a Lightning Javelin, Crew Revival just made perfect sense.
Now, if Demonic Pact wheels, you want one of these in your deck?
I do. Absolutely, I would like a Conclave Naturalist, but I think Demonic Pact is a little bit better in a black-white deck because of a Lightened Ascetic or a Mancer, but Crew Revival is just a better card. Than the Naturalists. They're both great, but I was just going for power.
Okay, so let's take a look at your next pick here. This is pick 4.
Yeah, this pick is pretty bad as well.
This one bombed out on you a little bit here. I think you take the Dragon Fodder out of this
I do
pick?
take Dragon Fodder here because I had the Lightning Javelin. I wanted to be red-black, and I'm sacrificing effectively nothing to take a Dragon Fodder. Like, none of these cards are any good, so...
Yeah.
I figured...
You did first pick a double white card here.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kind of off it at this point? Like, are you thinking, all right, white's not really flowing, I need to look in a different direction?
This far in the draft, I haven't even seen one card that would lead me to believe that white is open, or even a good card that I would take. Like, if this was a Topin Freeblade or a Cleric of the Forward Order, or even a Celestial Flare, like any white card, I would think about taking it, but...
It's gone.
I'm not off-white, I just haven't seen any reason to take white cards.
Okay, so let's take a look at your next pick here. Now this gets a little interesting because there are actually a pair of playable white cards down here on the bottom. They're not exciting, but they're all right.
Both of these white cards are good. I'd be happy to play them in any white deck, but each of them individually is worse than any of the black cards. Shadows from the Past is awesome. Eyeblade Assassin is quite playable, and Fleshbag Marauder is great. The reason I took Fleshbag Marauder was because I had Crew Revival.
Whole fleshy bee.
Play Fleshbag Marauder, kill your creature. Crew Revival, kill your creature. Pick up Fleshbag Marauder. Rinse, repeat.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right, so you pick up that here. Now we're on the 6th pick here, and the card that kind of jumps out to me is this Read the Bones here.
Yeah, this was a close decision. I think that Goblin Glory Chaser is better than Read the Bones.
Wow.
The reason I did not take it was because my red cards were both of middling power and my black cards were both great, and I got them later in the pack, so it seemed clear to me that black was open. I knew I was going to play black. I didn't know I was going to play red, so took the safe option of picking a card I knew I was going to put in my deck.
And take the Read the Bones, yeah.
Yep.
Ye old 2-for-1. Let's,
also, I didn't want to pass a Read the Bones and go black, so.
Sure. All right, so let's take a look at your 7th pick as we're sort of winding down the picks we're going to look at. We're going to look at the first 9 here.
This was exciting because there was white cards and black cards in the pack. So given that I had the option to go black-white, this reaffirmed my faith that nobody around me was drafting those colors.
So how do you decide which one of these to take then?
I took Way to the Underworld for the same reason I took Read the Bones. I knew I was going to be black. I took a black card. I hate to waffle between colors in a draft and end up spending a large number of picks on colors and cards that don't end up in my deck. So when I know I can take a card that's going to go in my deck, I always take it over speculating.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and you pick up a reasonable playable here. This is your last pick that you of the packs that you haven't seen yet here. Anything remarkable here? There's a Celestial Flare last pick.
Nora Root Trapper's great, but I knew there was almost no chance of me going black-green. I took Celestial Flare. You know, if I end up with a white deck, it's a good card to put in your deck. Totally reasonable. I was happy to take it.
Now here's the big reveal. It came back.
In my chair, I'm going, yes.
Yes, and in your chair, you're like,
yeah, I was really excited to see it. I was like, this is great. This is exactly what I would want.
So this is what you wanted out of the pack, is that maybe nobody else, because you said I'm not scared of any of these players. You're not scared of this card either. That's a scary card. It has a line on it that says you lose the game, but you find that you usually end up winning the game before that happens.
The thing is about Demonic Pact, either you kill it and get huge value out of the card, or you win the game before you get to the final step of the card, or you've lost a game in which, even with all of those three amazing effects, you didn't have a better chance to win.
I see.
Usually when you draw 2 cards, your opponent discards 2 cards, and you kill a creature, you've greatly increased your chances of winning the game. No card in the entire format can ever do what this card can do, and if you get all of that and you still can't win, then you probably weren't going to win anyways.
You weren't going to win with any card.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at your total pick here. We can see that you picked up a few more white cards. That's interesting. Night of the Pilgrims Road a little late, but we can move on to the next pack, which wasn't super exciting for you here. You open up this pack. We see a Topin Freeblade here in the middle, kind of jumps out. What did you look at here?
Oh, this pack is just awful. There's just no good cards. Even if I was in a different color combination, maybe Erosis Champion, but Topin Freeblade is just great, so I took it, and this is a no-brainer pick.
It's nice to take that one out of this pack too, right? And that one stands above the rest of these cards. Your next one?
I took Unholy Hunger here.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy to pass Sky Snare Spider. And obviously there's Stalwart Haven, Anointer of Champions, Tactician, Fetid Imp, all good reasonable cards, but Unholy Hunger is just a cut above the rest.
Okay. And your third pick out of the second pack here?
I took Read the Bones.
Are you going to play 2?
Yeah, I would play up to 3. I love Read the Bones. I think it's just amazing. Also, when you play with Demonic Pact, there's just a certain number of cards, really specific cards in your deck that you need. You need to play cards that kill enchantments, but you don't want to draw them early. Read the Bones is going to help you dig for it.
And dig deep, 4 cards.
Yeah, 4 cards is a lot. It's a huge percentage of your deck.
Yeah.
And I knew that if I was going to build a deck around Demonic Pact, I wanted to draw Demonic Pact more often. Read the Bones helps facilitate that.
Okay, so let's take a look at the entire pack here. As this is what you got from the whole thing. You know, this pack, not very exciting for you. It was pretty bland.
This was not good for me, but I did get a large number of role player cards.
Yeah.
So
it looks like, it wasn't a disaster, but this isn't kind of the pack that you're hoping for.
No, it could have gone a lot better actually. But
like maybe how the third pack went. Why don't you take a look at that? This pack, on the other hand, you saw a sharp uptick in card quality. If we can bring up the pack 3 pick one here. So, boom, right there. Hix's Prison Warden kind of jumps off the page to us. Awesome bomb in your colors, just windmill.
True bomb rare. I mean,
like, did the table shake when you?
No, this is as good as it gets for cards that you can open. Also, I ended up with a Macabre Waltz, so even when people killed it, I was able to get it back.
Jeez.
Yeah, and when my deck has Crew Revival and Unholy Hunger, I sit there with 5 mana. There's nothing good for you to do. If you only attack with a small number of creatures, I'll just kill them. If you don't attack at all, I'll kill something. If you do attack, I'll have Hixus. It made it really difficult for my opponent to play against me.
Yeah, so huge thumbs up for pack 3 pick one for you. Yeah. You're like, all right, I got a bomb, and it's even a 5 mana bomb, which is a really nice spot to be. Let's take a look at your next pick. Bam! Kothafed just jumps out here too, and all of a sudden, you've got another bomb on your hands here.
Yeah, Kothafed is... It's Kothafed. It's just great.
Yeah, it's just great.
It's funny because in the games that I played, my draws were so good that I would scry with Shadows of the Past, see Kothafed, and put it on the bottom because I didn't want to have it in play that would potentially deal me damage.
Because you were so
I was winning
ahead.
by so much that I thought the only way I could lose is if somehow I took like 10 damage off that card.
That's funny. Let's take a look at your next pack. There can't be more bombs here, can there?
Well,
ta-da! There it is. Tragic Arrogance for you here too. So your first 3 picks are just all home runs.
Incredibly good card, which also has the side effect of allowing me to sacrifice Demonic Pact.
Oh my.
I have Shadows of the Past and Demonic Pact. I do the ability.
You can do both.
You're going to hold creatures in your hand to not sacrifice the Tragic Arrogance. Discard 2. When I feel like it, Tragic Arrogance. I keep Shadows of the Past. I sacrifice Demonic Pact.
You're not a nice person, Owen Turtenwald. Let's take a look at your 4th pick here. What did you get out of this pack?
Cleric of the Forward Order.
Solid.
Unimpressive card, but I was happy to get it because I had 2 Read the Bones. I wanted a little bit of life gain. I knew I had Tragic Arrogance, Kolthapet, and Hixus. Huge card quality for the late game. I just wanted to survive.
Yeah.
Perfect card.
Your last pick that we're going to look at here was also a nice one for your deck. You picked up a Blood Curse Knight down there. Just casual 5th pick.
They made this for when this happens.
Yes.
For when you're black-white and
for
you have enchantments.
In this tournament, apparently.
That's what you want.
All right, let's take a look at all of your picks just to get an overall view here of your deck.
Yeah, this pack was okay.
Overall, though, yeah, this pack was all right. Look at those first 5. Yeah. So overall, grade your deck real quick for us.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, right?
A+,
it's just fantastic.
100%.
10 out of 10 from Owen Turtenwald. Owen, thanks for taking the time. We'll sign off here from the Tournament Center. Okay, come with me.